To kick us off, I'm very pleased to introduce the chairman of the Committee on the Present Danger, China, Brian Kennedy. He formerly was the president of the Claremont Institute and today is the founder and president of American Strategy Group, a man with a great understanding of the sweep of history and the challenges that freedom has faced through many of those years, and I'm very proud to call him, as well as our leader, a dear friend, Brian Kennedy.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for all you do here in Washington to make Americans safe and to understand their freedom. And thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. This Tuesday, as Frank said, marks the 30th anniversary of Tiananmen Square, where the People's Liberation Army killed thousands of students who were protesting how the Chinese Communist Party was running the country. That it was a human rights atrocity is obvious. It was one more deadly incarnation of Mao Zedong's belief that political power grows out of the barrel of a gun. As atrocities go, however, it paled in comparison to the mass murder committed by the Chinese Communist Party and their Red Guards during the Great Leap Forward and the Cultural Revolution, where it is believed that 40 to 70 million people died to remake China into the country we see today. Given that this was carried out by Chairman Mao, the ideological inspiration for President Xi, examination of these events are surprisingly hard to come by. They shouldn't be. The difference, of course, was that Tiananmen was in 1989 and America had embraced the People's Republic and had fully endowed this new relationship with the belief that economic liberalization would lead to political liberalization and democracy was soon to follow. An arrogance that we seem not yet to have overcome. However hopeful observers may have been, the events in Tiananmen Square demonstrated that the viciousness of the Chinese Communist Party was not about to subside. Talk of democracy and reform was not going to be tolerated, including from university students who included, it should be noted, the children of China's ruling elite. No one would be above the party, including those privileged families who would make up China's future. It was a lesson meant to be learned by both the ruling elite and the common people. The Chinese Communist Party was to be put before anything else. What should be addressed this June 4th is not so much the lives that were lost that day. The memory of their sacrifice lives on among freedom-loving people everywhere, but rather the collective naivete of America and the West, who believed that Tiananmen was an unfortunate detour in what was surely to be the road to political and economic modernization. Although American leaders would voice symbolic protestations at the time, their understanding of the nature of the Chinese Communist Party was almost non-existent. Not merely would the United States look the other way during China's ongoing trampling of human rights, but would transfer to them during the Clinton administration our most advanced nuclear missile technology, grant them most favored nation status, and share with them technological advances that would propel China into the 21st century as a superpower competitor to the United States. It was during this period that we have witnessed the perfection of Chinese communist system into the most sophisticated political organization the world has ever seen. They can control 1.4 billion people through state control of the media and the internet, engage in commerce throughout Asia, North and South America, Europe, and Africa, and develop intricate political and business relationships wherever necessary among those individual nations' ruling elites. The PRC easily blends what appears externally like a free market system with ruthless mercantilism. They deploy their state intelligence services as an arm of the nation's state-owned enterprises and engage in the theft of hundreds of billions of dollars in intellectual property and forced technology transfers from America and Western companies. One cannot be surprised that this is how the Chinese Communist Party behaves, After all, it is their purpose in their mind to destroy Western capitalism. What is disturbing is the corruption of American business and political elites who continue to defend the PRC, in reality the Chinese Communist Party, and serve as a powerful lobby against President Trump's common sense defense of American interests. If there's a way to honor those who died in Tiananmen Square and those people in China who today yearn for freedom, it is the vigilance of President Trump in helping this committee educate 300 million Americans about the true state of affairs in China. Our dedication to the rule of law, constitutional government, and the principles of human freedom remain the last best hope of Earth. It is the purpose of this committee to do our part to help them any way we can. We have a great lineup of speakers with us here today, and I thank you very much for being part of what we do, and I thank Frank Gaffney again for his leadership of this committee.